Subscribers to NewOrleans.Football got access to all of our news analysis, the members only podcast, the overtime segment when we aren't pre-recording shows like we're doing right now. But make sure you signed up for the site and you will get all of that throughout the whole entire season. Use the code NOF to save 20% on your first payment. And for the subscribers of the site, there will not be overtime on this episode. We're actually in various places in the world right now on vacation, but we're still here recording this for you guys because we want to make sure you guys are never, ever left in a drought. We got a great show for you guys today. This is another episode of NewOrleans.Football presented by PJ's Coffee, and we're coming to you from our studio right next door to my guy, Matt Bowers. They got the Ford dealership here, but they got locations all throughout the region, so make sure you go check him out at one of his many various spots. You'll always find the best prices and the best cars and the best customer service because that's what Matt Bowers does. We're going to do some trivia on today's show and get into some other hot topics surrounding the Saints. So make sure you stick around for all of that and more right after this word from our sponsors. The NewOrleans.Football show is proudly presented by PJ's Coffee. PJ's Coffee has some of the best drinks that you can find. They have locations all over the city. They have pastries and everything else you need to get your day started. So go check them out. Time for a new watch? Go check out Friend & Company Fine Jewelers' wide array of Breitling watches at their showroom on Maple Street. They have every type of watch that you want, and they can get you right for any type of occasion. And while you're there, check out their engagement salon. They'll make sure you find the perfect ring for that special someone. Their experienced staff offer 5-star customer care to help you find the perfect watch, ring, or whatever else you're looking to buy. Visit them today. Friend & Company Fine Jewelers, 7713 Maple Street between Adams and Burdett, 504-866-5433. Or visit them at friendandcompany.com. Looking for the best insurance coverage at the lowest price? Look no further than Chabert Insurance, the Earhart Agency. They are a local independent insurance agency right here in New Orleans, specializing in home, flood, and auto insurance. Their agents are born and raised in the area and understand our community's unique needs and the homeowners insurance crisis our residents are currently in. At Chabert Insurance, the Earhart Agency, their dedicated team will shop every available carrier in the market, ensuring you get the most comprehensive coverage at the lowest possible price. They know your time is valuable, which is why they work diligently to provide you with the quotes as soon as possible. Why settle for less when you can have the best? Trust Chabert Insurance, the Earhart Agency, to protect what matters most to you. I do. I've been a client of theirs since 2021. When we couldn't find someone to insure our house because of the big oak tree growing over top, Chabert worked until they found someone that would work with us and give us the protection that we need to feel safe in our new home. Call them today at 504-326-6526 or visit them online at Protected by Chabert. That's 504-326-6526. Chabert Insurance, the Earhart Agency, your local insurance experts. Hardhide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey is an 86 proof blend of aged wheat bourbon, American light whiskey, and fresh Ponchatoula strawberries. Blended in New Orleans, it is not for the thin-skinned. Look for it in your favorite stores, bars, and restaurants. NewOrleans.Football is proud to be sponsored by Firehouse Subs. Make sure you check out their location on Veterans Boulevard. All right, let's get into the show. Hi, I'm Nick Underhill here with Mike Triplett and Brandon Thomas, and it's now time for the lead presented by Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. Friend & Company Fine Jewelers are the official jewelers of the New Orleans Saints. And if you need a new watch, make sure you go check them out on Maple Street. They have all kinds of beautiful Breitling watches, and they will make sure you get the right timepiece to make a statement no matter the occasion. So make sure you go check them out and check out their engagement salon and all of their other beautiful pieces. Ken and his crew will make sure to get you right.
Lead topic. Let's play some Saints trivia. NOF. Yeah, what does that make me? Wayne Brady, Steve Harvey. What's the one that just retired?
You went with Wayne Brady first.
We gotta go with Steve. This is a feud.
We're a feud family. Yeah. We very much endorse the feud here.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
I love that show.
Huh?
I love that show.
Yeah, family.
Hey,
feud
I need a
is
quick ground rule first, just in case you spring the first question on us.
What's that?
When are we allowed to chime in? When are we allowed to chime in? Because this is going to come on the screen.
I got to get to the rules,
all right,
man. I got to get to the
rules.
rules.
That's
Let me
all
rock.
I want to say.
Not now.
Survey said.
Number one answer.
NOF fan Andrew Como was kind enough to send us a script full of Saints trivia questions. So I went through, broke them down, divided them into categories: easy, medium, hard. So this is how things will work. Each person will get a chance to answer the question. So if I call out the question, whoever is the first person to start talking, they get it.
All right.
If you don't answer within 7 seconds, because I know you have this thing about even numbers or whatever, then the next person gets a chance to snipe it. So, y'all ready to get started?
Let's go.
Any questions? You get one reread.
Do we yell like Mike or Nick, or we just answer, like blurt out the answer?
Let's go. Let's say your name. Say your name.
Okay. All right.
Let's hit it. Round 1. Who is the
Mike.
Saints?
I'm reading it on the.
One,
This isn't
two,
good for the audio.
three.
It's Alvin Kamara, all-time touchdown leader.
Point for Mike.
Broke Marcus Colston's record. But should we let Brandon finish answering the question every time for the audio listeners at home?
Yeah,
We
probably
should.
so.
Sure.
All right. Probably so.
I'm breaking my own rule.
Who is the Saints' leader in total touchdowns? As Mike said, Alvin Kamara. Question number 2. In which years did Drew Brees have the highest number of passing yards as a Saint?
Oh,
Nick.
yeah, I
Mike.
got this.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, 2011.
Correct. So it's
Should
tied.
have known that one. I mean, I knew that one, but I should have got there faster.
Question 3. What was the final score of Super Bowl 44?
Nick,
Mike.
31-17.
Okay. What you got, Mike? This is the last one of
I'm
this
starting
round.
to question Nick's integrity, but that's okay. I'm just kidding.
only one person answered a question before it could get read.
Oh, that's true.
All right. Question 4. Who preceded Sean Payton as head coach of the Saints?
Mike. Jim Haslett.
There you go. All tied up at the end of round 1, 2-2. Round 2, medium. Which Saints game is affectionately known to fantasy football fans as Kamara-geddon?
Nick, Christmas Day,
Christmas Day.
2020.
There you go.
That was awesome.
Question number 2. Which team have the Saints defeated the most times in the playoffs?
Oh, in the playoffs. Mike. Philadelphia Eagles. Oh.
You're nice. Question 3. What team did Michael Thomas record his record-setting reception against? You got it.
Titans.
There you go. Man, I should have just put all the hard ones up
I
here.
never would have remembered that.
Question 4. What is the highest point total the Saints have ever scored in a game? Bonus points if you could say who it's against.
Okay, Mike.
1, 2, 3.
52.
No.
Damn, it's high. All right.
You can
So I remember this game
okay.
from my film study breakdown of the Breeze thing
Yeah.
because he only had 325 passing yards in the game. 62 against the Colts. It was
How did I forget that?
It was the most
God.
outlandish game
gotta double
on
him
that
up.
whole
I'm so
entire
upset
thing.
with
The
myself.
You
whole
gotta double
entire
him up.
thing.
It was Curtis Painter at quarterback, Sean Payton eating a hot dog in the press box because he had just broken his
And it
leg.
was the most outrageous game, like that whole entire study. Because like if you say 62, like you're thinking Drew threw for 550 yards. Like it was an unbelievably
That was Pete
efficient.
Carmichael's first game as the play caller ever.
Yeah.
That was his high point.
Wow.
Not getting that one, I feel like walking away right now.
Let's hit round 3. Hard. How many 5,000-yard seasons did Drew Brees have?
Nick.
And what years?
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, the what years? I know it's 4.
Okay. That's wrong, but okay.
It's not 4?
No.
All right.
All right.
So he's already out. All right.
He's already out.
All right, Mike, I'll go 5. And it was.
You can still get the point, but
Okay.
if you can catch up if you
all
say
right,
the years.
it was 2008,
Okay.
2000. I don't have to get them in order, right? 2011,
Uh-huh.
Oh, 8's the one I missed.
2012,
Okay.
2000 and this is gonna kill me. 2016.
Yeah. You're missing one.
I know. I'm trying to decide if it was 2014.
Mike, you dropped the ball at the end. It's 2013, but you still
He
get
got
the point.
there in 13.
But you still get the point.
I would have missed 8. 8 was the one I didn't have.
Sure.
You
Yeah.
knew 13 and 16.
Yeah, I would have got the rest. 8 is the one. I knew the 4. I didn't know 8.
Yeah.
So what did I get? Did I get a point for?
You still get your point. You just don't
Alright.
get to double it.
Oh, I would have got a double.
Yeah.
Gosh. 13 surprises me. They were like in a more efficient team in 13. They had a good defense in 13. I didn't think he got there that year. I thought it was in one of those lousy
These graphics
years.
are great, by the way, whoever did them.
Shout out to DJ. Question
I
number
need to catch
2 of round 3. What team did the Saints?
I know.
Round,
I got it.
round
I
3.
got it, Mike. But hold on.
Yeah.
Sorry. They put it on the screen this time.
What team did the Saints trade up in the third round in 2017 to draft Alvin Kamara?
Mike.
Yeah.
The 49ers.
Correct. Question number 3. What team do the Saints have the highest winning percentage against?
Mike. I'll go Falcons. Oh, shit. No, that's most wins. Sorry. Pardon my French. That's most wins. I blew it.
Nick, you get your shot.
Winning percentage.
I have no idea.
All right. You
Wait,
sure?
does that
You
mean I
both
get to
sure?
come back
Are you
in?
both sure?
No, does that mean I
No,
get to
you're
come back
done. You
in?
got it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
out.
both-
We're
yeah, both
out.
are
We're
out.
He,
It
he-
is-
He got a point on that. He shouldn't have gotten the point.
No, I got to. It's still the previous question. Yeah.
It is the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed them.
All right.
That's pretty kind of surprising. A few
Question.
years they got blown out by that team.
Question 4. Mike, you can come back on this point. Who was
Nick.
the...
No, we got to hear it. We got to hear it. I'll let you have it, but we got to hear it.
Yeah. Who was the last team the Saints defeated in the Sean Payton era?
What Mike said last time, Falcons.
That'll do it. That'll do it.
That was the game winner.
That was the game winner right there.
I lost 7-5.
7-5.
Like ping pong.
Nick, you got the dub. How do you feel, man?
I feel okay.
62. I blew it on 62. I
You,
couldn't.
you had it. You were running away.
I knew
you
that.
got that one.
I knew that. I mean, I know the 62 point win again. I mean, we wrote about it every single time we wrote about Pete Carmichael. The reason I had 52 in my head is they beat the Giants 52-49 in that classic Breeze
Yeah.
Eli game. And then I was trying to remember how much he put on Rob Ryan, on Greg Williams. Greg Williams came back with the Rams. I think that was 52 again. And I was almost going to say 55, but I don't remember ever any games in the high 50s. I didn't go up to 60.
The Kamara pull on the trade, I think that was the most impressive.
I always remembered that one.
I think it was the most impressive one.
All right.
It was good. Y'all did good. Y'all got, we only stumped y'all with one. Andrew only stumped y'all with one. So shout out to Andrew for sending
That's a
those
good one, too.
questions.
The highest winning percentage ever against the Colts. That surprises me.
Yep.
How many times have they played the Colts?
Oh.
I don't know either.
Twice
They've both
in-
been around
twice
for
in
over 50
2009.
years.
Yeah. probably quite a few.
A few.
Yeah.
Now it's time to move on to our next segment presented by Hard High Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. For the past couple of months, we've asked and talked a lot about where Derek Carr ranked among the QBs in the league. But from where we've seen the spring practices, is it safe to say that Derek Carr is a top 10 quarterback?
Is it safe to say he's a
No,
top 10
that's not the
quarterback?
right
It's not
question.
safe to say he's a top 10
Can this
quarterback.
offense make him a top 10 quarterback?
there we go.
Yeah, I mean, it could. It could absolutely make him a top 10 quarterback. Look, I think the thing people don't realize is like he was a top 10 quarterback in terms of passer rating last year. And then if you eliminate people that didn't play like X amount of games or whatever, I think he goes up to like seventh or something like that. I'll look that up when we pass this. But yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely a possibility. But like that's the thing with that tier of quarterback. There's like the 8 or 9 like really good guys, 5 really good guys, whatever it is, and then there's a handful of people in the middle, and then you give them the right receivers and the right offense, and you can go from 12th to 6th. Like I think Jared Goff's a great example of it. Like he's somebody that kind of would have been probably a lot of people thought he was probably like
Closer to 20th.
probably closer to 32nd, you know, like for real. And you give him the right weapon, the right offense, the right offensive philosophy, and suddenly he's somebody that's in that top 10 conversation. So I think almost any starter in the league that's above a certain level of viability could be considered a top 10-ish or within sniffing distance of 10. And I don't think it's that big of a, there's the elite, and then there's kind of, the various levels of the middle class. And I think that middle class area is kind of interchangeable to a certain degree. Yeah.
Now here's my thinking on Carr. Goff actually started posting bigger numbers in the Ben Johnson offense. More like 4,500 yards, 30 touchdowns, and that's part of the reason that he got better. That is something I'm not expecting for Derek Carr in this offense. I actually think this offense is going to bring out the efficiency in him, and he was already pretty efficient last year. And he's always been pretty efficient. He's only hit 30 touchdowns once in his career, but last year he had 25 touchdowns, 8 picks. We had Eric McCoy on recently, pointed out he finished the season with 14 touchdowns and 1 pick. He has high completion percentages, was 68.4 last year. I don't expect all of a sudden this new offense to turn Derek Carr into a guy who's throwing for 35 touchdowns and 4,800 yards, but I think it will bring out the efficiency, accentuate his positives. I expect a lot more play action. I expect a lot of high percentage throws, more quick throws. And then I think people will look at him as a top 10 quarterback if he puts up those numbers and they're winning. I think that puts him how people are looking at Brock Purdy right now, how people are looking at Jordan Love right now, how people are looking at C.J. Stroud right now. Not necessarily that this offense is going to make him post different numbers, that this offense could give him a chance to just be looked at in a more favorable light.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, I have no idea what to expect passing-wise from the offense. Like, I don't know if it's fair to look at the 49ers because, like, their quarterback passes for 4,000 yards every single year. Like, I don't know what the actual – I don't know if it's exactly fair to compare Shanahan and Kubiak. I mean, like, they're branches from the same tree. Right. I just don't know necessarily exactly what the ratio, run, pass, and all that stuff is going to be. But, you know, the 49ers do typically get about – 4,000 yards out of their guy. So I don't know. Like, I don't know if he's going to pass for that and 30. Like, I don't know, but he could touch 4,030. Brock Purdy was 4,030.
Tua threw for 4,600, but that's a little bit more.
Yeah, they're kind of air it out, bombs away, a little bit different. But yeah, I mean, yeah,
it's just more about how he'll be perceived. Like I think if you switch their teams over the last 2 years, I think Derek Carr could have and should have been better than Brock Purdy. I mean, we're all obviously we see Brock Purdy as a late 7th round pick, and we just don't believe that he can actually be that good. It must be Shanahan, and it must be Christian McCaffrey, and it must be Debo, and it must be Trent Williams. But I mean, I think that's the idea already, because the 49ers are winning 13, 14 games, and they're so efficient on offense, and their offense is so great. Brock Purdy's a top 10 quarterback right now, but not because he's doing things like Pat Mahomes is doing or anything like that, but because he's running that offense very well. So I think that's how Derek Carr will be looked at if they're a playoff team.
Yeah. I don't even, like, the real thing here is, can he be better than he was last year? You know, like that's really all that matters.
I don't think his numbers have to be different. His final numbers, it just has to feel better than really bad for 9 weeks and then exceptionally good over the last 6 weeks to bring all those numbers up. But same passer rating, same touchdown to interception ratio, same completion percentage, and they're an 11-win team. And I think people are saying, you know, Derek Carr is 10th best quarterback in the league.
he probably, like, for his numbers, what they were, he might have had, like, the worst, like, Q rating of all time for a guy with those types of numbers. Because, like, you look at the numbers and they're like, these are pretty solid. Like, if they were cited a quarterback, like a nameless quarterback right now, and you said 3,800 yards, 25 touchdowns, 8 picks, you'd probably be like, yeah, okay, like, for that money, that's fine. But, like, the way it kind of came together and it looked, it's kind of like
passer rating alone. I think we should. This is what we should do, actually, Brandon. Maybe that week that me and you are doing a show, let's be man on the street. What do you think Derek Carr's passer rating was last year? And I bet people are going to say 70.
Yeah,
it was 97.7. Like, I don't think people realize where he got by the end of the season.
Oh, and to finish what I was saying before, if you take Mason Rudolph, who played 4 games out, Kirk Cousins, who only played 8 games out, and Jake Browning, who only played 9 games out, Derek Carr would have been 7th in passer rating, but he was 10th, and that's 97.7. And the guy in 7th, 8th place, counting all of them, was Browning with 98.4. All those guys are ahead of him. So it's not bad.
Absurd at all.
It's not bad. Like,
you get that perception if you're winning, and the team has a good Q rating.
Yeah. And Jared Goff just slightly ahead of Derek Carr, 97.9.
Going back to the script that Andrew had put together for us, he had some real memory lane stuff in here. So I'm going to give y'all 2 each scenario and tell me if you remember this. Andrew asks, against which team did the Saints blow a lead so badly that caused Nick to tweet absolute meltdown, complete disaster?
I mean, that was last year.
That was just once?
That was last year. Yeah. Shoot.
Wait, they blew a lead so badly last year? The Packers?
No, it was later in the season because, like, that was when I was like I remember it. I was
They
out.
didn't blow a lead against the Lions.
Yeah,
They
I
didn't
wasn't
blow
out
a
on
lead
them
against
yet.
the Falcons.
It was a home game. I was out on them by that point.
They didn't blow a lead against. I'm trying to remember a game they were winning and blew a lead last year.
It wasn't last
at
year.
Atlanta, right?
It wasn't last year.
Okay.
It wasn't last year.
Mm-mm.
Absolute meltdown.
It could have fit last year, but it wasn't last year.
No, they
I
weren't
don't
winning
know.
games
I don't know
last
then.
year.
What was it?
It was a December 5th game against the Tom Brady-led Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2022. The next one, he says, Alvin Kamara once asked Nick when he would be getting his trophy for what award that
The
Mike
media award.
Come on.
Yeah.
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 What other trophy?
Yeah, I had to go out and buy him a damn trophy, man. And I guarantee you didn't keep that thing. If Alvin still had that thing,
if Alvin still has that trophy,
yeah, I'd throw a
Much love.
I don't know. I'll
Much
throw $1,000 donation to his charity if he still has that trophy.
Well, that'll take us into our break. When we come back from break, we'll get into more offseason talk and then hit the Martin's question of the day. Keep it locked to NewOrleans.Football.
Total Maintenance is one of the largest locally owned home and commercial service providers in South Louisiana. They were founded in 1980 and serve the greater New Orleans and Baton Rouge markets. And Total Maintenance wants to show some love to our NOF listeners. They have a membership program that gets you 2 tune-up visits for AC and heating, as well as club membership discounts of 15% on all repairs, half off of all diagnostic charges, and 3-year warranties on most repairs for membership clients. This is usually priced at the low price of $24.95 a month per system, but if you tell Total Maintenance that you found them through NOF, they'll lower the price to $20.95 per month per system for as long as you keep the membership active. It will never increase. Total Maintenance has a tune-up special running this summer for $79, down from the normal price of $179. This is a one-time offer for one system only. They also offer a free diagnostic on second opinions on units deemed to be unrepairable, and they offer free estimates for replacements as well as commercial maintenance programs. Services include AC and heating service and replacement, electrical service, plumbing service, as well as generator service and installation. They are Total Maintenance. Find them at tm-ac.com or give them a call at 504-841-3300, or if you're in the Baton Rouge area, 225-480-1000.
Are you tired of renting and ready to own your dream home? Contact Jefferson Financial Federal Credit Union, your trusted source for home loans. Our competitive rates and flexible terms can help make your home ownership dreams a reality. If you're a first-time home buyer or looking to refinance, our experienced lenders are here to help. Our online application process allows you to apply on your schedule. It's quick, easy, and convenient. Visit us online at jeffersonfinancial.org to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Martin Wine and Spirits is home to a selection of hand-picked barrel select bourbon, whiskeys, and much, much more. They are family owned and operated since 1946 and specialize in wine, spirits, gourmet food, gift baskets, catering, and tasting events. They have many locations, so they're never too far away. You can check them out in Metairie, New Orleans, Mandeville, and Baton Rouge, or if it's more convenient, you can always shop online. Whether you're a wine novice or a seasoned collector, you'll enjoy the Martin Wine and Spirit experience.
Welcome back to our studio on Veterans Memorial Boulevard. It is now time for our next segment presented by Shawberry Insurance, the Earhart Agency. Let's continue the dead period talk. It's the dead period between mini camp and training camp, and that means it's bold take season. So let's predict one thing other than wins that could happen that most people are sleeping on.
I'll defer to Mike. Let's hear Mike's.
the one thing other than wins that most people are sleeping on.
I'm ready.
All right.
I'll go. I think Chase Young can be like a 10-sack guy. I got double-digit sacks on him. I think he can hit it. That'd be my boldest take. I believe in it. I think he's going to be ready to go at the beginning of the season. And if he is, I think he's going to get to that number. I mean, their cornerbacks are so good that they should be able to get a lot of sacks this season. Mm-hmm. And I think if you are a talented player and you have Paulson Adebo, Marshawn Lattimore, and blank in the slot, whoever it is, Alante or Kool-Aid, you should have a lot of opportunities to do it. All those guys can jam. You jam a little bit. You disrupt the timing just enough. Like, somebody with legitimate talent should be able to maximize their ability to get after the quarterback in this defense. So that would be my boldest take on something that could conceivably happen.
All right, so my most people are sleeping on, if we're talking about like the national audience and all the people who have written off the Saints. I mean, I think it's Clint Kubiak. Even though a lot of guys got hired this year, I think the Saints offense is looked at so lowly that I think he's going to be my bold hot take would be single hottest name among the offensive coordinators in next year's cycle. I just think he's going to really, really, really enhance his reputation just because he's getting to work with something so low that it's like you win coach of the year if you take a 3-win team and make him a 10-win team. I'm not saying he's going to beat Kyle Shanahan, but he's going to do the equivalent of that. But on a local level, the people who are covering this team, that you're betting on Chase Young, I'm betting on Pete Werner this year. I think 100-plus tackles. I think the Willie Gay talk goes away. I think he gets his contract extension. And I mentioned him a month ago or whatever in the buying stock on guys episode, and I feel even better about that over the last 4 weeks.
Sticking with the defense, I'm going with Paulson Adebo. We've talked a lot about the cornerback battle between McKinstry and Alontae Taylor. I think Paulson Adebo is going to have possibly 5 interceptions and continue to make a claim for why he should get paid down here. And I think he's going to have a great season this year. Disagree? Good? That's easy?
No, I just don't find it bold. I don't.
You don't think it's bold?
You took the defensive MVP from last year's team and predicted he was going to have a good season. Really bold, Brandon.
Well, that'll take us into our Martin's question of the day. Martin's is home to a wide selection of hand-picked barrel select bourbon, whiskeys, and more. Martin's, so much more than just wine. Today's question is, NOF, you can erase the cap hit of one player's contract completely, but you have to cut them. Who do you cut?
No. Ramchak. I mean, that's the easiest one here.
And you on me for the easy answers. This man taking the easy way out.
It's the obvious answer here. You got to take Ramchak. Ramchak's the one guy that you would want to knock off the team. I think that's just it's right there. I mean, guy that's not going to play and he has a cap hit would solve so many problems.
Let me call this up while you make your pick, Brandon. I'm gonna say what that number is while you make your pick. Brandon.
Okay. Completely erase. Ooh.
All right, so Ramchek is counting, even after stripping everything down, 12.3 against the cap this year, and dead money another. Is it 39 million still? Yeah, that would be a nice savings. I thought for sure you're going to pick Cam Jordan, but I was thinking of players who are actually on this team because not only is Cam Jordan's production started to decline, but they've got a hefty amount of dead money waiting for him over the next couple of years. Another 22.5 if he gets cut after the season, plus what he's making this year. My only question I was going to ask you guys, I thought Cam Jordan was the obvious answer.
That was mine.
I forgot about Ramchek. My only question is, should Derek Carr be in this conversation? And I only ask this not to hate on Derek Carr. We said good things about him earlier in the episode. But they've restructured his deal. So he's got his base salary down to $1.2 million this year, which means 52.8 in dead money that they're going to have to account for because they've been pushing it back. Do you start over and get $52 million in dead money to work with over the next? Part of the appeal of the Derek Carr contract in the first place was last year, and last year they didn't make the playoffs. So do you take that $52 million over and do you start over at quarterback?
I don't know. I mean, it's just, what do you, do I have a path at quarterback?
What's your other option?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't just mysterious door B. I've just never been into that with the quarterback thing. It's just that total uncertainty there. I would rather have Derek Carr on and be searching for an answer, searching for the Spencer Rattlers, and have no answer and be trying to find one, because you know where that leads? Derek Carr.
Yeah.
That's where you end up. Yeah.
You're the Falcons signing Kirk Cousins for $45 million, or you're the Buccaneers signing Baker for $40 million. Yeah, I mean, as we've said a million times, Derek Carr is not making more than his market value. He's making whatever, the 18th most money of any veteran quarterback, and he ranks somewhere between 15th and 20th currently among veteran quarterbacks. So it doesn't bother me. It's just the fact that they've already restructured his deal and they pushed all that money back into the future. You would get a chance to reset. But I agree. Until we see Jake Haener or Spencer Rattler or some first-round draft pick do it, you don't just immediately have no answer.
Let me ask you this. Would you rather be paying Derek Carr $37.5 million a year or Trevor Lawrence $55 million?
Derek Carr. That's actually, I was like, didn't we just talk about this or whatever? I think that's a question, another one of the Martin's questions or whatever. But that's exactly my point. Like, and I wouldn't want to pay Jared Goff $55 million, and I wouldn't want to pay Kirk Cousins $45 million. He's not making more than he's supposed to based on what the quarterback market has become.
It's just such a tough spot.
And people are talking about paying Jordan Love that much.
Yeah.
After just seeing it for 1 year, and I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Honestly, I think Love could get to that point, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know yet.
You paid him 50 already?
If he could do it this year. If he could take me to the second round of the playoffs this year.
One more year he gets your 50?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that'll do it for this episode of NewOrleans.Football. We appreciate y'all for stopping in. If you aren't subscribed, make sure you subscribe, NewOrleans.Football /subscribe. Catch you next time.